You know what? Y'all got me. Screw tanking. It's way more fun watching the Dallas Cowboys play the role of the Grinch who stole Christmas from playoff hopeful teams. Oh my goodness, there's so much to talk about in this game, and I just gotta say this, man. The Dallas Cowboys and some of these young players on this team have 100% earned their stripes this season in one of the most tumultuous seasons in recent Cowboys memory. On the early half of the season, with half of the team getting injured, we're playing guys who are secretly injured but are playing at such a diminished way that it's really hurting the team overall, so they really need to be sat down. Zach Martin, without understanding who you should be running the ball with early on in the season. Ezekiel Elliott, trying to implement a brand new defensive scheme on the defensive side of the ball, which is why your defense was struggling early on, giving up 40 plus points in multiple games. And then lo and behold, some guys get healthy, people start understanding what they're supposed to be doing on defense, and the play calling gets a lot better, along with an offensive line that actually gives the quarterback some time to operate. And what do you have? You have a team full of guys who are doing nothing but showing heart and building character, like one Micah Parsons said before the game even came on tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I just got to say, I am 100% impressed with the guys on our team and the character that these guys are showing and the type of season that they're experiencing right now, and still coming out and playing the way that they played. Them dudes out there were putting their bodies on the line. They were hitting hard. They were hitting. Mike Zimmer's personality is definitely starting to shine through with this defense, because literally everybody across the board, and mainly your safeties and the corners, man, them boys was out there hitting, from J. Lou to Amani Oruwariye to Donovan Wilson. The Buccaneers are going to have nightmares of Donovan Wilson ass just standing on the corner just looking at him under a street light. Donovan Wilson was an absolute predator missile out there on that field tonight against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I got to admit, this was an extremely fun game to watch as a Dallas Cowboy fan. Narratives aside, rhetorics aside, there's going to be so many questions we could dive into. Cooper Rush, Dak Prescott, all this different stuff. I'm putting all that to the side, and we just enjoying what we just watched, and we ain't doing nothing but giving guys that played the credit that they deserve, because literally across the board, there's a ton of guys who deserve a ton of credit, and we ain't going to worry about none of the negatives. Come on, man. It's Christmas. It's Christmas. Let's get right into this. And speaking of Christmas, y'all be sure to subscribe for your boy, since you ain't getting me nothing else. The Dallas Cowboys, man, they defended home turf. They won the game 26-24. They tried to give it up at the end there with some bad play calling by Mike McCarthy, but oh my goodness, the defense showed up in a major way tonight on multiple occasions, and this is the defense we've been waiting on. This is the defense I thought we were going to see way at the beginning of the summer when we first got Mike Zimmer, and I told y'all we would see this defense start to look like a better version of what it was before. And it did. If you really look at it, this is the first time that we saw our defense getting tore up in the running game in the first half, and then they came out and stopped the team that has actually been known for being able to run the ball and play a physical brand of football this season. That's what the Buccaneers do. And the Cowboys were able to respond after Bucky Irvin came out and had that nice drive. After that nice drive, it really wasn't a whole lot more of that. Baker Mayfield was their best running back after the first half, and that is a testament to the defense actually making adjustments. Imagine that. Something that we never saw from Dan Quinn last season. Imagine what happens when your team makes adjustment and when they have players available to make those adjustments. Speaking of the players available, we're going to focus mainly on the defense. Then we're going to move to the offensive side of the ball, because there's definitely some guys on the offensive side of the ball that need a little bit of love. Mainly Cooper Rush, CeeDee Lamb playing with a ton of heart. I got some words I want to say about that as well. But the defensive side of the ball was just incredibly impressive tonight. Multiple guys were able to register some sacks tonight, including Linval Joseph, Golston, and I believe Micah Parsons registered a sack and a forced fumble as well. They didn't recover it, but it was a forced fumble. Those guys were making plays. Oh my goodness, Maris Louisville. Hey man, there's always silver linings in darkness. And while we are all waiting on the Marvion Overshown to come back, and I can't wait for that man to come back on the field, I know he's going to play with a vengeance, and he's going to do nothing but add to what we're seeing, the foundations of being built right now in Dallas. But Maris Louisville deserves a lot of love. Every time this man makes a tackle in the open field, it seems like he's forcing a fumble. He is actively going after the ball while also simultaneously bringing guys down to the ground. And that is exactly what you want out of your linebackers. He plays exactly the way you want your linebackers to play. I can't wait to see this guy put his NFL weight on, get into his grown man body a little bit more, because this guy's still going to mature a little bit. He's going to be an absolute force. Him back there with DeMarvion Overshown is going to be amazing to see. Nick Vigil came in and had a good game as well. The Cowboys don't like Damone Clark. He needs a missing persons ad put up, because them boys have completely taken him out of the lineup. Maybe he isn't embodying the new culture, the new spirit these guys are trying to play with. And it's a spirit of physicality, and it's a spirit of putting your hard hat on and going out there and laying it all out there on the line. Because 1 through 11, every guy that was on the field for the defense, they tried to do their part. There's no one you can look at and be like, oh man, you were sucky tonight. Oh, you can't look at any of these guys. At the end of the day, the offense on the other side of the ball, they're paid professionals as well, and they are going to make plays here and there. So there's going to be some give and take. We can't be ready to bench and cut guys off of 1 or 2 bad plays in the game. It happens. But tonight, these guys played their hearts out against a team that is trying to control their own playoff destiny. This was a game that was very, very, very important for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You can bet that they probably thought the Cowboys were not going to come out the way they did, given that they're eliminated from the playoffs. So this game was just all heart. This was truly a character building game right here. This is a culture building, foundational type game for the Dallas Cowboys, because never say die. That's what you're building right here. Never say die attitude, an attitude of physicality, an attitude of toughness, mental toughness. CeeDee Lamb playing through his injury, setting the example as a leader. Not everyone has to be the vocal leader. CeeDee Lamb is setting the example as a leader. Micah Parsons is talking the talk and he's walking the walk as like an anti-hero type of a leader that just says the hard things that people don't want to hear. Dak Prescott can come back and be that political leader, that good guy leader that's putting on a good face for the corporate side of things. But his absence has actually been a blessing in disguise, just only because of the development that was allowed to come through from on a mental aspect for some of our younger guys. I think Dak Prescott's presence within his organizations provides so much stability that it actually makes them comfortable. And I think that people rely on Dak Prescott's presence a little bit too much within the organization, and he's been needing help. And this is how you get help. You give guys room to step up. And now the challenge is going to be him coming back and making sure that everyone just kind of stays in their lane. They lead the way that they need to lead for their guys that they need to be leading, right? So this is an amazing development right here. J. Lou, every time he steps on the field, Jerry Jones is probably getting heart palpitations because the price is going up. Every time that man line up for a snap, the price is going up. I would consider sitting him for the last 2 games, because otherwise we may not be able to bring J. Lou back if he try to get the bag, because he will be able to get the bag elsewhere if the Cowboys try to lowball him this offseason. And to be quite honest, with the way he's been paid since he's been here, I would be a little bit disrespected if I've been playing the best football of my life and the team that I've played my whole career with tries to lowball me. I would be a little bit disrespected, and I wouldn't even blame him for leaving, as long as he don't go to the Commanders. But J. Lou, I really, really want to bring him back. Golston, really, really, really want to bring him back. Amani Oruwariye, they may have found something there. That guy was sticky. He wasn't a liability out there. I mean, he's still a young guy, he's a practice squad guy. I'm not expecting him to be a star, but he's a good depth guy. He's a guy that's worthy of a roster spot. We still need to go out and get another corner just because of attrition at that spot. But there's a lot to be excited about this Dallas Cowboys team and what we saw tonight against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Again, Ezekiel Elliott was even able to get a touchdown, 1 carry, 1 touchdown, 1 yard. That's all you need for the fields. Rico Dowdle, they stayed a little bit true to the running game. Again, Mike McCarthy got a little fast and loose with it towards the end of the game and almost lost us the game, to be quite frank. CeeDee Lamb had an incredibly fast start, didn't do anything in the second half. I don't know why that continues to happen. He had 100-something yards in the first half, essentially ended the game with the same amount of yardage with 1 extra catch. Besides that, though, this was all about the defense. Cooper Rush is playing very, very well in Dak Prescott's stead. And I think that this is the brand of football the Cowboys need to play, with just a higher quality quarterback. Don't come back and make Dak Prescott try to play with the world on his shoulders. Play this brand of football where it's a controlled offense. You're getting the ball out Dak's hands quick. You're getting it to your playmakers, letting them make plays. And then when Dak needs to be that higher level of quarterback to extend some of those drives, to turn some of these field goals into touchdowns, let him do that as well. But this is the brand of football the Cowboys need to play. And as long as the defense continues to develop the way they are, and they continue to actually trend in a positive direction as it pertains to being able to stop the run, the Cowboys, man, I ain't trying to sell y'all no snake oil, but 2025 ain't looking too bad, y'all. Merry Christmas. We still the same old Cowboys, man. I'll see y'all on the next one, bro. This is interesting. It's interesting.
Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still them boys? Y'all usually check on me. Listen. I'm still them boys. Hey! Woo! Oh, shut up, my boy. Hey! I'm still them boys.